Okay, guys, let's have a serious chat, a real chat, which for me is odd because most of the time I don't take life too seriously. I certainly don't take YouTube seriously because it's a hobby. My job I do take seriously, but I'm often asked, you're pretty calm. Well, that comes through being cold and calculated in what I'm about to do. Now, let's talk about these days where things go absolutely wrong. And they do go wrong. I've had my fair share of kickings, not only in life, but on the charts. And the question you've got to ask yourself is always the same. You've got two choices. What are you going to do? That's the question. Now, your two choices in life are you sit in the corner, suck your thumb and cry, and you blame somebody else. Or you accept it, roll your sleeves up, and get on with it. Now, most days, you see me, I'll have a stupid hat on. I'll certainly be waving a willy about. Why? Well, why not? There's a lot of dickheads out there and it symbolise them, But I also have a stress ball. And this stress ball is wonderful. Got it off Danny, one of the guys that I connect with. Salute you. And I've had it on my desks from the day that he gave it to me. And it's a good reminder of things. It reminds you that things are built through persistence and skill. Well, that's definitely this. But long-term persistence and skill build friendships and one thing another, and that's what that's brought as well. And you work on it, and it gets better and better. Now, when you're looking at the charts, it's a similar sort of scenario. You are building it to be better and better, but you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days, and just like any other friendship, you'll have plenty of friends in your life, but you don't always agree. Sometimes you disagree, but it doesn't mean to say it breaks a friendship. So if you put that analogy into the charts, should one trade break the account? No, couldn't. And that's why you see me joke around a little bit in one thing and another. It's really because I need that to relieve the boredom of some degree, because trading should never be exciting. You should never be at the screen and be really excited. It's running for you. Oh my God, this is amazing. Fantastic. I'm so excited. No, because that means it'll breed into a gamble. Why? Because you were excited. You want it again. You want to do something like that again. Now, also, what about if it goes the wrong way? Now you get fearful and anxious. And then the old sort of Neanderthal side of the brain kicks in, fight or flight. But there's a worse one than that, because there are 3 F's in that scenario. There's fight and flight, but the worst one is freeze, where you just watch it go wrong. And you think, holy shit. Now, they're the days that you need to sort out. If it's going for you, who gives a shit? Have a laugh, have a joke. Amazing. But on the days where it goes wrong, those are, you have to fight, flight, but certainly don't freeze. If you freeze and you're watching it, that's a real issue. And it's an issue that only experience can teach you. Now, there are ways around it. The first one is, don't be frightened of the trade in the first place. In other words, place a stop. Doesn't matter if it's wide, tight, indifferent, but you must have a physical stop on the chart, but the price that you've agreed at. So if you place the stop in, you know when the price gets to that point, how much that trade costs. Is it a $5? Is it a $10? 500, 5,000, doesn't matter. But you agree to the cost of that trade. Once you've agreed to the cost of the trade, well, should you be frightened of it? You shouldn't be, because you've agreed to it. But if you've agreed to it and you're still frightened with it, then your analysis was wrong or the position size was too big. So these are things you can journal. And if you journal these things consistently, I was frightened. It took too much than I wanted to give. Ask yourself, why did you want to give it that much? Why on earth did you let the trade go that far out of whack? Well, I needed the biggest stop. Okay. Well, you know where the stop has to be, because the stop has to be where a stop has to be. Fixed stops don't really work. Okay. But I don't want to pay that cost. Well, just half your position size. So it fits in where you've decided the stop is safely placed. And you do that till it becomes viable. Then when it's viable, you look at how big that depth is. And you need to make certain that you're going to get the same, at least on the other side. So if it's costing you 50 quid, you want to make 50 quid. Now, if that's the case, it's now one-on-one, and it's the basic criteria of going to market. Then have you got your ducks in a row? Is all the averages telling you that it's going to go to target rather than go to stop? Yeah. All right. So you've got a bit of peace of mind. Simple, isn't it? In theory. The problem is you. Now, when you're new to trading, you go into the excitement phase. You just want to be in the markets all the time. So therefore, you'll burn through accounts over and over and over. And what happens with that is you get fatigued. And then you think, well, this isn't working for me because I'm not making any money. But you're not making any money because you were gambling in the first place. So slow down. Take one trade a day, but be thoughtful about that trade. And then when you've done that trade, just make a note of what it was, why you did it, what you felt like. And what you'll find is you'll start building muscle memory. And the muscle memory over the course of a few weeks, a few months, starts to become really consistent. And what happens is you will dial your emotions down. The emotional context will go from being gambling and excited to it's just another day. And then when it becomes another day, well, that's when you start arsing about outside of the chart. You know, I had an old nickname called Light Switch. And that's because when I was in the tea room, I was a dickhead. Well, still a dickhead now, to be honest. You know, let's be honest. I get called it on a regular basis, so I must be. But when I come to the job, when I go in a boardroom, I was on point. I always knew my facts, and I was bang on. And I was the sharpest guy in the room. Why? Because I prepared before I went in. Do the same on the chart. Be the light switch. And flick it on at the right time. And then when it's the wrong time, just switch it off. Walk away. And that's how you'll control your losses. And eventually the losses just become part and parcel of the day. And you're not worried by them. If you lose, you lose. So what? I agree to it. If I win, so what? I agreed to it. Just a job. And that's it. Cherish your thoughts. It's pretty late. In fact, it's 20 to 11 at night. I've just finished with the guys in the squad. And I often think about what we spoke about. And sometimes I just come to camera like this and I'll tell you. But if you ask me, I will tell you. You know, I'm open all the time. Go on my website, scruffytrader.com, and all my contact details are there. It's the only place you'll find my contact details. So they're the official one. And I'll always answer. As always, guys, have yourselves a great night and trade well. Keep your risk managed. But above all, do what you love. And the money will follow. See you all in the next one.